Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. Welcome to the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, Illinois, for another presentation of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks Athletics. Before we get ready for a big feast tomorrow for Thanksgiving, we have a healthy helping of holiday hoops here inside the Keating Center for another presentation of Illinois Tech women's basketball. We get ready to kick off a doubleheader action with Illinois Tech women's basketball as the Scarlet Hawks play host to the visiting Hartford Hawks. Chris Rouse sitting courtside here in the Keating Sports Center. There you see the Hartford Hawks running on the court in their white uniforms. Making the trip in from West Hartford are the visitors. They also made the trip in from the nearby western suburbs after taking on the Concordia University of Chicago Cougars last night. Quick turnaround for Hartford. It was a 5-point loss last night, 56-51 at the hands of Concordia in a game where Hartford led all night. And they'll try to turn it around here against the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, who today will be wearing the black uniforms, a new look for the Scarlet Hawks, black uniforms with white numbers and red trim. Scarlet Hawks come in following their first win of the season, record of 1-3. Chloe Chirilla with a career performance, 29 points in Illinois Tech's most recent outing, a 5-point victory down in Jacksonville, Illinois, as the Scarlet Hawks won 63-58 against Illinois College. Illinois Tech comes in at 1-3. Hartford 0-4, playing their fourth game in a week, looking to break into the win column here inside the Keating Sports Center. We're going to tip this off. Game one of our doubleheader today. Coming up in game two, it will be the DePaul Tigers taking on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball team. That one scheduled for approximately 5 p.m. right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. We're getting ready to tip things off here in just a moment. Illinois Tech versus the Hartford Hawks coming up right now here in Chicago from the Keating Sports Center.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Keating Sports Center for today's women's basketball match between visiting University of Hartford Hawks and your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech and NCAA promotes sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Preventing racial, sexist, or other abusive comments and actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and may be grounds for removal from the Keating Sports Center. Fans, a reminder, permission to enter the court or bench areas are restricted to student athletes, coaches, game officials, gaming staff, and authorized personnel. Unauthorized individuals violating this policy will be subject to removal from the Keating Sports Center. Would all fans now please rise and remove your hats as we honor America for playing of our national anthem. Sophomore guard from Simsbury, Connecticut, number 20, Lauren Sabia. Freshman guard from Princeton, Pennsylvania, number 23, Emma O'Hare. And Sophomore guard from Massachusetts, number 10, Barrett Rusin. Senior guard from Greenville, South Carolina, number 13, Julia Bucci. Junior forward from Highland, Michigan, number 22, Grace Goodnight. Junior forward from Highland, Indiana, number 25, Chloe Chirilla. And senior guard from Springfield, Michigan, number 43, Ali Sello. Hawks are coached by Coach Chris Smith.
Get ready to tip this thing off here inside the Keating Sports Center. Here are the starting lineups for this afternoon's contest. First for the visiting Hartford Hawks, led by third season head coach Polly Thomason. Hartford will be wearing the white uniforms with the red numbers. They will also start with number 11, Kendall Riemann. Number 12, Mackenzie Hohulin. Number 20, Lauren Sabia. Number 23, Emma O'Hare. And number 44, Maddie McCannell. They'll be facing off against the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, led by Coach Carissa Sane in her 5th season after 8 seasons at the University of Chicago, just 20 blocks south of here. But it's about the now for Illinois Tech, and their starters will be number 10, Barrett Rusing. Number 13, Julia Bucci. Number 22, Grace Goodenough. Number 25, Chloe Chirilla. And number 43, Ali Sillo. It'll be good enough to jump for Illinois Tech against McCannell, and Barrett Rusing comes away with it for Illinois Tech as the Scarlet Hawks win the tip-off. We're happy that you can join us here on this Wednesday inside the Keating Sports Center just before Thanksgiving. Doubleheader action beginning with the women. Ali Sillo, 3 on the way, and cash it in for Ali Sillo. You can see that bit of a fist pump from Ali Sillo as she knocks down the 3. Sillo 1 for 6 from beyond the arc in Saturday's contest. Perfect to start for Illinois Tech here against Hartford. Kendall Riemann feeds it down low. Riemann from Chicago feeds it to Lauren Sabia. Sabia is Hartford's leading scorer so far on the season through 4 games, averaging 7.5 a game. She's totaled now 32 points with that layup. Sabia also noted for wearing different color shoes. She has the black shoe on her right foot, the white shoe on her left foot. Missed 3 from Illinois Tech, and it's run down by Hartford with Hohulin. Hohulin up the floor to Riemann. Riemann, a former Resurrection Bandit, attended Resurrection High School right here in Chicago. So a homecoming for 11 in white, Kendall Riemann. Emma O'Hare, that's a name popular here in the Chicagoland area, the famous airport. But O'Hare trying to find the Hawks as the Hawks try to get one to fly in from deep. That one unable to go in from Hohulin. Run down by Sillo. Illinois Tech with the early advantage as they push out of the front court with Bucci. Down low to Goodenough. Turnaround jumper in rhythm, but not the result. Illinois Tech won it. Rebounded by Sabia. Lauren Sabia, the leading scorer, as I mentioned earlier, for Hartford at just 7.5 a game. This is a Hartford team that's going to play some interesting ball games. They are very fundamentally sound on the defensive end of the floor, so they want to get into these half-court affairs against their opposing teams. But the problem for Hartford is sometimes they can be a bit offensively challenged. This is a team that only averages 47 a game, exactly 47 through 4 games so far for Polly Thomason. Coach Thomason giving instructions with 12 on the shot clock here as the Hawks look to try to get a quick basket off the inbound. Hohulin swings it over to Sabia. That's a corner 3. It's off the rim. Goodenough got a hand on it. It's run down by Bucci for Illinois Tech. Barrett Rusing coming off of a strong ball game for the Scarlet Hawks. She had 12 to add to Chloe Chirilla's 29 in Illinois Tech's win on Saturday. Rusing, you can see her starting to be more confident driving to the basket, although she gave this one up to Goodenough. Going to let Goodenough try to work inside on McCannell, and that one blocked away. It will stay with Illinois Tech, and Hartford will get our first reserve of the afternoon. It will be Kristen Tremblay, the 5'6" sophomore, wearing number 10, guarding Bucci at the top of the key. Illinois Tech's number 10 in Rusing to trigger the inbound. 9 on the shot clock. Here's Bucci. Rusing, that was a strong cut from the inbound to the wing. Rusing inside on the drive and gets it to go. That's exactly what I was talking about. The confidence from Barrett Rusing driving to the basket. You know, Barrett Rusing has an incredible motor. Great effort getting back there to contest that shot from Tremblay. And now Rusing ball handling as Illinois Tech pushes into the front court. Here's Chirilla. First touch of the day for Chirilla following the 29-point performance on Saturday. And Trilla draws a foul. That foul will be charged to Sabia, the first of the afternoon, against the leading scorer for the Hartford Hawks. Speaking of leading scorers, here is Hartford's leading scorer in last night's ball game, Ella Marchesani. Marchesani had 15 off the bench for Hartford last night. 3 3-point field goals in the game. First pair of free throws for Trilla this afternoon, and Trilla's good. 29 points for Trilla on Saturday against Illinois College. That latest free throw puts Trilla at a grand total of 431 career points at Illinois Tech, make it 432, and Trilla gives Illinois Tech a 5-point edge. Susie Wall comes in for the first time this afternoon, the 5'11" first year out of Cape Town, South Africa. More of a floor spacer for Illinois Tech, but she also will provide more of a body on the defensive end. You see her already applying the pressure on Riemann. Welcome home, Kendall Riemann. McCannell has it up top. Nice feed inside. Extra pass made by Marcassani. The layup is left short by Riemann. Held ball. And looks like we're going to stay here with Hartford on the held ball. Sydney Bowden in for the first time this afternoon. She'll replace McCannell. Bowden goes 6'1", sophomore out of Canton, Ohio. And a traveling violation for Hartford. Emma O'Hare, a little too overzealous. Never really planted her feet there and shuffled the feet as she tried to drive, and she'll go to the bench. Will O'Hare following the turnover. First look of the afternoon at Michaela Williams, the first-year player out of Windsor, Connecticut. And Williams actually will guard the ball now, which is being brought up by Rusing. Scarlet Hawks by 5. We've played just 3.5 so far. Bucci for 3. Long off the mark. Rebounded by Tremblay. Kristen Tremblay pushing into the front court for the Hartford Hawks. As they try to get a dribble handoff with Marcassani. Marcassani showed off the distance last night. And a foul as Marcassani hits the floor on the contact from Goodenough. There was a stretch in last night's game for Hartford where Ella Marcassani hit back-to-back threes for the Hartford Hawks. Marcassani, with 5 made three-pointers on the season, has the majority of the threes made for Hartford this season. They only have 16 made on the year entering this matchup. Marcassani makes the first. While that sounds like a low amount for Hartford, on the flip side, they only allow 16 as well. So for this Hartford team, it goes back to what I was saying earlier about how fundamentally sound they can be defensively. They're really good closing out. It's just sometimes for Hartford, that long ball will not fall for them, and they have a hard time getting easy buckets as well. They're going to try to bring some more size in Ava Nazamento. Number 15 in white goes 6'1" out of Secaucus, New Jersey, is actually guarding the ball. Hallie Williams on the pass, finding Bucci. Bucci stopped on the dime, tried to step through with the pivot, unable to convert. Rebounded by Bowden. Hartford with about 3 bodies in the same area before Michaela Williams came out of traffic with possession. Williams. Over to Tremblay. Tremblay feeds it up top to Nazamento. The ball really hasn't gone inside the perimeter for Hartford on this trip. Shot clock at 8. Dangerous cross-court pass goes over to Williams. Williams back to Nazamento. Good shot, and she cashes it in. Ava Nazamento able to get right to the mid-post and drop in her first two off the bench for the Hartford Hawks as well. Remember, it was Marchesani who had 15, led the way for Hartford in scoring. Rusing behind the back, scores it over Williams for 2. And Baird Rusing, her second field goal. She actually leads all scorers right now with 4. 9-6 edge here. And we just played 5 minutes so far. Bit of a fast-paced affair for these two teams. And now Bowden with the jumper. Nice baseline jumper from Sydney Bowden. And it's one thing you have to admire about Hartford's bigs. Really, they do a really good job in moving around the paint and around the perimeter area. Not so much the three-point line as you see from every other basketball player these days, but more inside the arc where they can create shots in the high, mid, and low post as well. Rusing to the mid post herself. The shot goes up, and the travel on Rusing. And that will turn it over to Hartford with 4:29 to go here in the first quarter. Trio of subs for Illinois Tech. Silo heads up that trio of subs. Wall and Chirilla also out there, along with Spica and Williams for Illinois Tech. 9-8 our score. Illinois Tech with the early advantage. This is the first of two games to be played today at the Keating Sports Center. Coming up approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of our game, of game one here, the DePaul Tigers will take on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks in men's basketball action. Scarlet Hawks looking to get their first win of the season. Much the same as the Hartford Hawks are looking to do here. And Spica picking up the foul down low. And that will send Bowden to the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. Bowden will take a pair of free throws here while Marchesani having a word with Thomason, head coach Thomason in the backcourt. First one no good for Sidney Bowden. This is a Hartford team. They have a number of players that they can sort of switch in and out of this lineup. They have Bowden. They have Nascimento, who we've also seen out there. And they will rotate through their bigs early and often in this matchup just to give the Scarlet Hawks a different look. We've already seen the nice jumpers made both by Bowden and Nascimento. Here's Wall. Wall turns around. Spico in a nice cut, kicks it out to Silo. Wide open look for Silo, but Silo left it long. Spica battling and comes out of traffic with the rebound. Spica, the 5'4" first year out of Los Angeles, California. Feeds it down low to Williams and out of bounds to Hartford. Looking at Coach Carissa saying she was telling her team, got to make some move. You got to move with the ball. They got the rebound, but they wanted to kick that one out to Silo sooner and get a quicker look. They felt maybe a delayed pass took Silo out of rhythm on that shot. And now Illinois Tech back on the defensive end with Emma O'Hare pushing into the front court, guarded by Rusing. Rusing, one of the better defensive stances you will see in the NAC. How active she is with keeping her arms out and always trying to deter the passing lane. The vision of the ball handler, the opposing ball handler, she's going to make it a tough passing lane just to even get that ball over to switch the floor for Hartford. Rusing mirroring every move O'Hare made. That forced a long inbound pass, which Sabia was unable to save for Hartford, and it'll go out to Illinois Tech. So the Scarlet Hawks will get the ball off the turnover on the inbound there. That's tough for those Hawks. Couldn't even get it in. And now Illinois Tech with Rusing in control. And a foul. That one 20 feet from the basket. Unnecessary foul there by O'Hare as the official called her with both hands on Rusing. Pair of subs now for Hartford. Maddie McCannell and Kendall Riemann returning. And here's that shuffling of the bigs we mentioned earlier. Here's McCannell and Riemann replacing Nascimento and Bowden. Rusing over to Bucci. Chirillo on the drive. Cross court to Silo. That's a good look for Silo. Silo couldn't knock it down. Rebounded by McCannell. Hartford finding Sabia here on the wing, guarded by Silo. Sabia goes around the double team. That was a great curl by Sabia, but she kicked it out instead of finishing, and it leads to a cash money three for Kristen Tremblay. And Tremblay bears our first long-distance field goal of the day for the Hartford Hawks, her first three. Rusing feeds it inside to Goodenough. Goodenough off the glass, left it long. Rebounded by O'Hare. Emma O'Hare playing primary ball handler for the unit on the floor for the Hartford Hawks at the moment. Sabia back up top to Riemann, and a bit of a miscommunication for Hartford. Also, Bucci sort of just waved an arm in the passing lane, and that may have also thrown off the vision and communication there for the Hartford Hawks. Leads to the turnover. 12-9 Hartford with the lead. Illinois Tech in possession. Rusing. Nice left-hand dribble. Had it poked away briefly, but able to recover. Bucci. Bucci was Illinois Tech's leading scorer last season. They find Rusing on the wing. Rusing. Looked like she wanted to shoot it and drop the ball, and that really the that little drop by Rusing sort of messed up the entire play. It all broke down for Illinois Tech. Rusing got right to the basket, and right when I thought she was going to finish, she kicked it out, and her kick out went right to the seats, and as a result, it's a turnover. Mackenzie Hohulin back in for Hartford. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Sabia up top to Riemann. Nice movement by Sabia. She gave that ball up, immediately cut to the low block, but Rusing followed her and got the steal. Rusing behind the back to the basket, and Rusing found herself outnumbered, but a foul will help Illinois Tech maintain possession and also give them a chance to regroup offensively as the foul called on Riemann. First foul of the day called on Riemann. 26 on the shot clock for Illinois Tech. 1:42 remaining here in the opening quarter. Good enough on the post up. Chirilla goes inside herself and scores. Chirilla recognizing the speed mismatch there, takes McCannell off the dribble and gets the two. Rusing all over the ball handler here, O'Hare. O'Hare able to get out of the pressure, finding Hohulin. Hohulin inside and a whistle. That foul will go against Illinois Tech's Julia Bucci. And that'll put Hohulin at the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. Taryn Blevins, number 1, in for the first time for Hartford. Michaela Williams also coming in as they'll replace Sabia and O'Hare. Hohulin misses the first. Hohulin, the 5'10 first-year player out of Plymouth, Massachusetts. Attending Hartford out in West Hartford, Connecticut. Hartford, of course, still in that transition period coming from Division I NCAA competitive athletics. Now going to NCAA Division III, a long-time D1 America East school were the Hartford Hawks. Were NCAA D1 independent as recent as 2 seasons ago. I remember there were only 2 NCAA D1 independents, Hartford Hawks and the Chicago State Cougars, a program I'm very familiar with myself. Had the privilege of seeing Hartford versus Chicago State a few times. Hartford making their trip back to Chicago this season as Barrett Rusing fouled inside. That foul called on Williams will send Rusing back to the stripe. Rusing with 4 for Illinois Tech. Final minute 6 of this first quarter. And Rusing shoots that one off the heel of the rim. Rusing with 12 points in Illinois Tech's win on Saturday against Illinois College. She went 5 of 12 from the field. Perfect 2 for 2 from the stripe at the line in that game. Obviously just missed the first one here. Looking to split this trip and does just that. (13-12). Scarlet Hawks down 1 with Rusing applying pressure on Michaela Williams. Actually, Rusing beat Williams to the spot, but didn't have her head up to get the steal. Hartford could be in some trouble out there. They have their bigs having the ball handle about 30 feet from the basket. Bowden, you see Bowden she's hesitant to put it down. Blevins puts it on the floor. Takes the free throw line jumper, no good. Illinois Tech with a chance to go 2 for 1 here to conclude the first quarter. Chirilla into the front court. Chirilla tries to turn the corner. Finds Bucci. Bucci guarded by Blevins. Hands it off to Rusing. Rusing with a running start. That's her spot, but couldn't get it to go. Rebound by Chirilla in traffic, no good. And that's a tough break for Illinois Tech as now Hartford pushes into the front court. Shot clock is off, so Illinois Tech technically did get 2 shots. They just got it on the same trip. Blevins gives it up to Bowden. Bowden down low. They feed it inside. Shot no good for Hartford. Rebounded by McCannell. That one no good as well. Chirilla knocks it out of bounds off of Hartford. Illinois Tech should get time to end the quarter, or they might just let it run out. And it appears that will do it. So at the end of 1, the Hartford Hawks lead the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 13-12. We'll be right back with more here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network after this. Second quarter action getting ready to begin here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. NCAA Division III women's basketball action. The Hartford Hawks at 0-4, looking to get their first win of the season as they take on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech 1-3 to this point in the season. Their most recent outing being Saturday, a 63-58 win over Illinois College down in Jacksonville, Illinois. That was a great performance from Chloe Chirilla. She led the way, 29 points, a new career high. And Chirilla, who entered this game today with 430 career points, up to 4 so far. So that career total, 434 and counting for 25 in black for Illinois Tech. Chirilla actually curled towards the basket. The ball went the opposite way to Goodenough, who missed the three. And there's Chirilla running it down, but she saves it to O'Hare of Hartford. Emma O'Hare, the primary ball handler for Hartford, down the stretch of that first quarter. Hartford able to rally and take the lead. Illinois Tech actually had a 7-2 advantage at one point in that first quarter. When O'Hare became the primary ball handler, that's when the game turned for Hartford. Loose ball. Bucci is fouled by Sabia, and that'll be the second against Sabia. Bucci didn't really like the landing from Sabia there. There was nothing intentional from Sabia, but she had to land somewhere. She was going on the floor for that loose ball. She landed right over the head of Bucci, and that drew the foul. Rusing gives it up to Goodenough. Grace Goodenough. Out to Bucci. Bucci's been looking to score. Hasn't really had a look so far. Here's a look for Bucci, but she leaves it short. Rebounded inside by Bowden. O'Hare up the court to Sabia. She's going to let it fly. Sabia unable to knock it down. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with Hartford, as that was Olivia Aikita who came in for Illinois Tech. She got a hand on it, but she knocked it out of bounds. 22 on the shot clock for Hartford. It'll be O'Hare to inbound. O'Hare was trying to hit Sabia. She actually almost lost the pass, but found Sabia after all. Sabia unable to convert from three. Run down by Rusing. Bucci. Back to Rusing. Rusing on the drive. Jumper is good as she scores over Emma O'Hare. Emma O'Hare fell down in the middle of the play. She got back to her feet, managed to guard Rusing, but also the fall from O'Hare sort of knocked her off, knocked her timing off, and Rusing was able to get that shot away before the contest. Sabia up top to Nascimento. Forced an entry feed to Bowden. Bowden was surrounded by a pair of Scarlet Hawks. It was Chirilla who knocked it away. Aikita over to Chirilla. Baseline drive. Chirilla inside and a foul. That'll be Nascimento on the contact. First foul against Ava Nascimento. This game's starting to pick up here. It's a 3 p.m. local start between the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the Hartford Hawks. And for Hartford, a bit of a quick turnaround. Hartford last night took on Illinois Tech's conference rival, the Concordia University of Chicago Cougars, CUC. And that matchup started last night at 6 p.m. So Hartford making the trip into a different time zone from the Eastern time zone from Hartford, Connecticut, into the Central time zone, playing at 6 p.m. last night. And now playing at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Quick turnaround for Hartford, and they're down 3 after Chirilla makes a pair of free throws. Kristen Tremblay gives it up to Maya Okoro. Okoro doesn't see much action for Hartford, but she's one of those players that they will use as a big. She goes 6'2" out of Frisco, Texas. Missed the layup and a foul as Ella Marchesani hit the floor pretty hard. Missed layup from Marchesani will put Ella back at the stripe, the 5'7" sophomore out of Saddlebrook, New Jersey. Impressive shooting performance from Marchesani last night. 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. 9 of her 15 points from 3 in last night's 5-point loss for the Hartford Hawks. It was a game Hartford led the majority of the way. It was 33-23 Hartford in the second quarter. But unfortunately for the Hawks, they didn't crack 40 until the fourth quarter. And the Hawks ended up on the losing end of a 56-51 final. Just a tough stretch with about 3 minutes left where Hartford had about 2 or 3 turnovers, where Concordia was able to take advantage and tie the game, take the lead, and then extend the lead out to 49-45. Here's Sabia. Down low on Aikida. There's Sabia. Easy basket. And for Hartford, that's what they're going to need moving forward. They're going to need easier baskets out of players on the wing. They have the bigs down low, but those bigs draw so much attention, and you need players from the perimeter to show their ability to score back to the basket, and that's what we saw out of Sabia. Silo on the wing. Up top to Chirilla. Hartford by 1. Aikida. Shot clock at 8. Silo for 3. Ali Silo off the front of the rim. Long rebound. Volleyballed around and run down by Hartford. And they push into the front court with Tremblay. Aikida eyes on the ball, but Tremblay able to get away and hand it off to Marchesani. Marchesani to the basket. Right-hand layup from the left block is good. Bit of a finger roll off the glass. And Hartford extends their lead out to 3. Marchesani with 6. Illinois Tech, they've been trying to feed the low block the entire game. Good enough kicks it out to Silo. Maybe too many players in the same spot. There's Chirilla and Rusing met in the corner. Chirilla leaves it long off the glass. Rebounded again by Tremblay for Hartford. Tremblay tries to lead it for Sabia. Sabia down low to Okoro. Ball kicked out into traffic and a foul as Marchesani hits the floor. That foul will go against Ali Silo, the first against the 5'7" senior out of Springfield, Pennsylvania. And that'll send Marchesani to the free throw line. And you have to admire what Ella Marchesani's doing here for Hartford. She had a really good game shooting the ball from beyond the arc. You see Marchesani working it inside here in the second quarter. But she's leaving points at the line. She split a pair earlier at the stripe. And if you're Hartford, you're hoping Marchesani at least splits a pair here, having missed the first. Marchesani does just that. 7 from Marchesani. Hartford by 4 at 20-16. Rusing forces one to wall. It's stolen away. Here's an easy layup for Hartford. Easy 2 for Kendall Riemann. Welcome home, Kendall Riemann. Attended Resurrection High School here in Chicago. The former Resurrection Bandit with an easy 2. Almost bandit-like activity, stealing the ball, getting an easy layup. Rusing misses the 3. Rebounded by Riemann. Marchesani, pull-up 3. Just short. Rebounded by Wall. Bit of a heat check 3 from Marchesani, considering she had been working inside her last 3 possessions. Tries to let one fly from beyond the arc. Left is short. Good enough, held the ball high. Never really sort of brought the ball down to regather, just sort of let it fly and left it short. Riemann gets an easy layup. Illinois Tech unable to get back, and Coach Carissa Sane didn't like what she saw in that last offensive possession, nor did she like what she saw out of her team's effort to get back. She'll take a 30-second timeout. The clipboard hits the ground hard. The Scarlet Hawks surrounded on the floor as Coach Carissa Sane trying to figure out how to get easy baskets against this Hartford Hawks defense. This is a Hartford team which comes in averaging only 47 a game themselves. This is not a team that when you look at them on paper, you'll say, oh, yeah, that's a team that will lock you down. But when you watch Hartford, they certainly pass the eye test defensively. They're very fundamentally sound, but the numbers just don't support that. Offensively, Hartford averages 47 a game. Defensively, the average allowed is 64 a game. So right now, Illinois Tech playing at Hartford's pace. It's 24-16. This is about the type of game Hartford played last night against Concordia University of Chicago. It was 33-23 in the second quarter. And then it was a 33-26 halftime score thanks to a buzzer beater 3. So Illinois Tech, you're playing Hartford's game. Let's see if they can find the answers and solve the Hartford defense. Rusing taps it out to Bucci. Bucci for 3. Knocks it down. Julia Bucci. That'll help calm the nerves of Coach Carissa Sane as Bucci knocks down the tray. And then turned around. She actually had her back to an entry pass, and at the last minute turned around, got a hand on it as the feed was intended for O'Hare. Coach Carissa Sane is saying to her team, we've got to get to the basket. It's been a number of times Illinois Tech has been caught sleeping defensively. And now Mia Spica Mia Bella Spica going to come back on for Illinois Tech. She'll replace Rusing. Rusing, the 5'5" sophomore out of Austin, Texas, will come out for the 5'4" first year out of Los Angeles, California. Spica is guarding the inbound. O'Hare gives it up to Riemann. Riemann curls to the rim, but left it short. Hartford had problems with finishing layups in last night's game. And if you were able to watch the film, that may have been some of the issues. That may have been one of the main issues for Hartford in coming out of last night's game against Concordia with a 5-point loss. Bucci for Silo. Instead, she finds the Hartford Hawks bench. In particular, she finds Lauren Sabia. And as you saw with Sabia, that will go to Hartford on the errant pass. Coming up at halftime, 4:13 until halftime, we'll go over our first half stats. We'll preview our second half, and also we'll preview game 2 of our doubleheader as the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball team takes on the DePaul Tigers. Hartford in possession, up 5. 3 from the corner. That misses everything, but it's actually tapped right in the hands of O'Hare. It missed everything. It almost looked like a pass how quickly it went to O'Hare, but Hartford unable to score. Mia Bella Spica feeds it over to Goodenough. Goodenough eyeing the basket. Hasn't really been able to score for Illinois Tech. Actually hasn't scored. Here's Silo. Jumper no good. Bucci crashing the glass. Ball knocked around and run down by Hartford. It's Riemann. Here's a 3 on the way from O'Hare. Cash it in. Emma O'Hare. And it makes it an 8-point lead for the Hawks. The Hartford Hawks with the advantage over the hosts, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Battle the Hawks here at the Keating Center. Spica to the rim. Easy layup. She went end to end in Mia Bella Spica. Now we got a loose ball and a turnover. In Hartford's game last night, it was those turnovers in the fourth quarter, once again, that allowed Concordia to take the lead, or tie the game, take the lead, and then eventually put it out of reach. Just Hartford having a hard time maintaining control of the ball. And that turnover could be costly for them. They gave up the basket there to Illinois Tech. But you really don't want to give momentum to a Scarlet Hawks team, which seems like they're starting to find their rhythm here at the end of the second quarter. Spica backdoor to Rusing. Exhibit A right there. Spica stops on the dime. Backdoor feed to Rusing. Rusing has 11. 3 for Hartford. Off the mark from Marchesani. Rebounded by Rusing. Spica. Cross court to Bucci. Looked like that ball was going to go out of bounds. And what appeared to be a bad pass for Illinois Tech worked out because Spica's pass appeared it was going to go out of bounds. Bucci was actually able to wrangle it, and it led to a reach-in foul against Hartford. 2:40 to go here in the first half. Okoro is at the table for Hartford, and Maya Okoro. So now Okoro will come into the ball game for Hartford. They didn't clarify who the foul was against. It goes against Marchesani. So the first against Ella Marchesani. Bucci into Rusing. Rusing on the drive. Battle of the 10s here with Rusing guarded by Tremblay. Chirilla back to the basket. Going to try to make Okoro work. Okoro swats it out of there. Rejected by Maya Okoro. Hartford on the push. That's a long step from Tremblay. I think Tremblay forgot where she was on the floor. I don't think she meant to take off from that far away. And finger rolled the ball well over the basket. Spica. Nice backdoor feed to Rusing. She caught Tremblay being overzealous defensively. Williams with the offensive board. Bucci for 3. Bank is open for Julia Bucci, as Bucci now has 6 and able to get back defensively as Bucci. Reverse layup from Marchesani, no good. Okoro with a strong rebound. Partially blocked by Williams. They also may say that was just a miss. Be interested to see how they score that one statistically. Spica. Definitely up, down. Definitely up and down. Delayed travel there on the what Coach Carissa Sane just called a really big pro hop from Mia Bella Spica. But that's clearly an up-down travel. We'll turn it over to Hartford. Coach Carissa Sane right in front of me after the whistle said that's a really big jump step, really big pro hop. And as a result, it will be a traveling violation and turn it over to Hartford. Spica eyes on the ball here as she's guarding O'Hare right in front of me at the table. McCannell guarded by Williams. Nice feed by McCannell inside to a falling Riemann. Riemann was off balance as she tried to lay it in, and it's rebounded by Illinois Tech. Williams high on the right post. Back down low to Williams. Illinois Tech, they want Williams to look to the basket. Instead, she kicked it out to Chirilla, and Chirilla picked up a very unorthodox travel as she caught the ball and immediately switched the pivot foot. The official caught it, and that leads to the turnover. Final 68 seconds of this first half. It's 27-26 Hartford. Riemann to inbound, and she gets it into O'Hare. O'Hare guarded by Spica. Sabia. Great ball movement until that pass was knocked away by Bucci. Bit of a miscommunication there from Hartford. You can see Riemann and Marchesani. They're actually having words with each other in the backcourt. I think they thought it was going to be Illinois Tech possession. It will stay with Hartford. But the miscommunication almost resulting in a turnover. Final 57 seconds of the first half. O'Hare guarded by Spica. Spica has been all over the ball since that traveling violation she picked up about 2 possessions ago for Illinois Tech. McCannell, cross court to Sabia. Nice pull-up jumper from Sabia. Just left it off the heel of the rim. The form was there. The touch just wasn't. Rebounded by Illinois Tech. Rusing into the front court. Illinois Tech unable to go 2 for 1 at this point. The shot clock will be off following their next shot. There's about a 10-second differential between the game and shot clock, and the game clock's at 19 and a foul, which will turn the shot clock off now at 9. Foul call on Riemann. Second foul called against the Chicago native Riemann. Riemann with 4 points on the offensive side for Hartford. Coach Sane trying to get the offense, trying to get the strategy right here for the Scarlet Hawks as they call this play. Now Hartford with a bit of a speed to big switch here. They're going to bring Tremblay in, replace Riemann, so more speed to guard the ball for these final 19 seconds. And right on cue, Tremblay guarding Spica. They give it up to Rusing, and Barrett Rusing banks it off the glass. Rusing with 13 leads all scores. Final 6 seconds as Spica picks up full court. Final 3, 2 seconds. Sabia to beat the horn. It's on the way. It's off the glass. And at the end of the first half, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks lead the Hartford Hawks 28-27. Coming up on the other side of our break, the halftime report. We'll recap the first half. We'll preview the second half, and then also we'll preview the second half of our doubleheader as we preview the DePaul Tigers and the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball game, which will occur approximately 30 minutes following the conclusion of this game here. Halftime at the Keating Sports Center. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks leading the Hartford Hawks 28-27. We'll be back with more following this break on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back here courtside at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Chris Rouse sitting courtside as we enjoy halftime here at the Keating Sports Center. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks with a 28-27 lead over the Hartford Hawks. They lead it by 1 at the break. Illinois Tech and Hartford both playing a very tough matchup. Hartford, it felt as if they controlled the pace in that first half. This is a Hartford team that played last night, a 5-point loss at the hands of the Concordia University of Chicago Cougars, a conference opponent of the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. And right now, Illinois Tech with the 1-point edge. Here are some of the key first half stats. Hartford shooting 32% from the field at a clip of 9 of 28, 20% from beyond the arc at 2 of 10, and also 7 of 10 from the free throw line at 70%. You just have to think for Hartford, this is a team down only 1. They've left 3 at the stripe so far. However, Hartford getting 15 off their bench in that first half in comparison to only 2 from Illinois Tech. A big helper for Hartford was the 7 from Ella Marchesani. Marchesani picking up where she left off last night. Marchesani had 15 off the bench to lead the way for Hartford. She leads the way at half now with 7. On the other side, Illinois Tech, they lead it. Illinois Tech with a 28-27 advantage, leading it by 1, shooting 34% from the field, shooting 10 of 29 from the floor, 27% from three-point range at 3 of 11, and 83% at the free throw line, shooting 5 of 6. Illinois Tech currently led by Barrett Roosing in scoring. We had a halftime stat correction. Roosing currently with 11 points in the ball game, not 13. Barrett Roosing leads all scorers with 11 for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. And right now, Coach Carissa Sain has to be pleased with what she's getting out of Barrett Roosing. This is an Illinois Tech team that does not have a number of key guards in their rotation. They don't have Kaya Jones tonight. They don't have Abigail Moreno, and they do not have Camden Joko. So that's 3 guards, and all season long, one of the knocks on Illinois Tech has been maybe they're a little too small. They have some of the smaller guards, but that's one of Coach Carissa Sain's strengths with those guards is their quickness. And unfortunately for Illinois Tech, they don't have those 3 tonight. Camden Joko, actually, as I speak, right now rebounding some of the halftime shots going up for the Scarlet Hawks. And as a result, it's Barrett Roosing on the floor, who's taking up the role of 3 other women by herself. She leads the way right now with 11 points for Illinois Tech as their lead ball handler, and also is playing their lead ball handler and is defending the opposing team's lead ball handler. How can Hartford turn this around? Well, for Hartford, they got to convert more at the stripe. 7 of 10 at the free throw line. That's only 3 missed free throws, but right now it's a 1-point ball game. Both teams have struggled with finishing the layups, and in my prep for this game tonight, I thought that was one of the issues for Hartford. That was one of the key reasons in them coming away with a loss last night, their inability to finish inside. Let's see if Hartford can improve on their interior offense in this second half of action against the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. This is game 1 of our doubleheader to be played here today on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Coming up next, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball team will take the floor, still looking for their first win of the season. Are the Scarlet Hawks men's roster led by Coach T.J. Gray. Scarlet Hawks come in at 0-4 following a pair of losses at the hands of Concordia, except on the men's side, and then, of course, a loss at the hands of Rose-Hulman. Rose-Hulman defeated Illinois Tech in their most recent outing on Saturday, as the Scarlet Hawks were led by 14 from Garrison Carter. Also, they're led by 15 from Nicholas Ortiz. Garrison Carter added 14 along with DeAndre Vortez. He gave them 12, but it was not enough as the Scarlet Hawks fell 72-54. They'll take on the DePaul Tigers. That game coming up following the conclusion of ours right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. DePaul coming in following a strong win, 82-51, as they beat Earlham in their most recent outing on Sunday. And in game 2 of our doubleheader, they'll look to extend their record from 2-3 on the season out to 3-3. Look to improve their record to 3-3 on the season, while Illinois Tech will intend to get their first win of the season as they come into today's game at 0-4. Still plenty of hoops action to go here. A healthy helping of Holiday Hoops right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. We get ready for second half action between the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the visiting Hartford Hawks in just a moment. For Illinois Tech, they'll have a lengthy break following this matchup. Illinois Tech will not take the floor again until next Saturday. They'll take on the Concordia University of Wisconsin Falcons. So all this talk about CUC, how Hartford just played CUC, well, Illinois Tech will take on CUW in their next outing right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network on December 7th. Second half action, Hartford feeds it inside to Sabia. Sabia maybe got away with a walk. She definitely caught it, took a second hop. Officials missed it, and now Sabia up to 6 in the ball game. Hartford takes the lead. 29-28. Remember, Hartford in their game yesterday led 33-23 in the second quarter. There was a last-second three made by Concordia just before the break. It was Kira Holiday who hit a buzzer beater to end the first half, gave Concordia momentum going in the locker room as Concordia cut what was a 10-point deficit down to 7. And for Hartford, Hartford didn't even get into 40. They didn't even get to 40 until the fourth quarter. As at the end of 3, the score was 39-37 last night for Hartford. So for the Hartford Hawks, held to only 6 in the third quarter last night, and then held to 12 in the fourth. So this is Illinois Tech. They know they're taking on a team that wants to play a half-court style, but once again, it's Sabia getting those touches inside. Sabia with 8. 6 of those 8 have been Sabia working back to the basket. Rusing to Chirilla. Good enough. High post jumper. That's an 18-footer, no good. Rebounded by Hartford. Here's Emma O'Hare. Emma O'Hare. Over to Sabia. Sabia's got the hot hand right now for Hartford. Sabia with 8. They feed it inside. It's a missed layup for Hohulin. And once again, Hartford unable to convert on what should have been a birthday gift layup. Chirilla. Rusing turns the corner. Good enough. Good enough's been looking for that 18-footer all game. That's her shot. Chirilla on the drive, puts the head down, goes inside, breaks it off the glass for 2. Chloe Chirilla up to 8 in the ball game. Hartford pushes the ball up the court in a hurry with Sabia. Inside to McCannell. Rebounded inside by Goodenough, and Illinois Tech a chance to regain the lead. Bucci. Interesting lob there by Bucci, or interesting lob to Bucci on the reception. Goodenough from Chirilla. Rusing on the drive. Rusing stops, pops, and cashes in. Barrett Rusing with 13 for real now. Gives Illinois Tech the 1-point edge. Remember, there was a stat correction. Rusing was credited with another 2 that she apparently didn't score in that first half. Rusing with 13 now in the ball game. Illinois Tech by 1. O'Hare just holding the ball high here in the triple threat position. Hohulin guarded by Sillo. Swings it around to McCannell. That one looked like it was partially blocked, but McCannell was able to knock it down anyway. First 2 of the game for Maddie McCannell. The 6'1" first-year player had a number of touches last night. Hasn't been as focused for Hartford. Hasn't been as focused on in the Hartford offensive game plan today. McCannell wide open down low. The pass goes too high, out of bounds for Illinois Tech. Trio of subs for Illinois Tech. Spica comes on along with Wall. Actually, maybe just a pair for Illinois Tech and 1 for Hartford. As Hohulin comes out of the ball game for the Hawks, and they get Marchesani back out there. Marchesani is the leading scorer for the Hawks to this point of the game with 7. Illinois Tech's leading scorer, Rusing with 13. Ali Sillo on the drive. Looking for Rusing. That one's stolen out of the air by Sabia. Nice steal by Sabia. Just caught it off the pass. Sabia with the hustle. I thought Sabia was gonna let it fly. Instead, the cross-court pass leads to Marchesani. Ella Marchesani up to 9. Hartford by 3. Baird Rusing. Looking for Sillo. She finds Sillo on the wing. Sillo guarded by Sabia. Zillow picked the dribble up, 16 on the shot clock. Good enough. To the right block. Clear reach-in foul on McCannell as she saw Good enough trying to slice from the left high post down to the right block. Rusing will trigger the inbound for Illinois Tech as McCannell goes to the bench. McCannell goes out for Ava Nazamento, and also O'Hare comes out for Kristen Tremblay. Julia Bucci will be a last-minute sub for Illinois Tech as she'll replace Sillo. And for Illinois Tech, that'll put a little more speed on the floor with Bucci on the perimeter. Now you're going to force these Hartford defenders on the perimeter to show they can shuffle their feet. Bucci guarded by Sabian. Exhibit A right here with Bucci driving, but she stopped on the dime. Good enough. Guarded by Nazamento. Over to Rusing. Rusing thought about the drive. Shot clock at 4. Over to Wall. Wall's going to have to let it fly. Missed the rim. Rebounded by Hartford. Please play it on. The officials do. And here come the Hawks. Just one of my basketball pet peeves. Let them play it on if they get that rebound off the air ball, and that's what happened there for Hartford. Here's Tremblay. And a foul on Rusing, and Barrett immediately knew that foul was going to be on her as she got caught with both hands extended. Anytime you get caught with two hands on the opposing ball handler, and if you especially get caught with the arms extended, definitely going to draw the foul. Second foul of the game against Rusing. Shot clock was still at 18, so the officials wanted to get it set at 20 for the inbound. That's the moment. So that's the reason for the brief delay there in that moment. Tremblay over to Riemann. On the drive. Good cutoff there by Williams. Good job by Illinois Tech as they were able to cut off Marchesani, and they draw the travel. Marchesani looks like she got hit in the nose there. And she was cut off by Hallie Williams. Williams able to use her 5'11 size to cut off the baseline. Williams, a 5'11 grad student out of Aurora, Illinois. Attended Waubonsie Valley. And here is Williams. Bucci for three in the tie. Cash it in. Julia Bucci from downtown. And we're tied at 35. Bucci with 9. Bucci hasn't had too many opportunities to let it fly from three. She finally cashed one in there. Nazamento got a free run to the rim as Williams tried to run down a loose ball. Ava Nazamento for 2. 4 in the ball game for Nazamento. Rusing. Pull up is good for Barrett Rusing. Barrett Rusing with 15 in the game. Coach Carissa Sane starting to get up and trying to coach that defensive intensity for her team. Bucci guarding the ball. There's Rusing trying to get the steal. Cross-court pass out to Sabia. Ball swung around the perimeter. 3 on the way is good. That's Kristen Tremblay. Great ball movement for Hartford. Coach Carissa Sane was screaming about the discipline for her team defensively. And when Sabia had the ball, that's sort of where her emotions broke down, and it led to the open three. Spica turns the corner for the easy 2. Mia Bella Spica, her first 2 of the game. Illinois Tech back within 1. Tremblay picks up that ball high. Feeds it out to Marchesani. Marchesani goes down, and a foul. That foul on Rusing will be the 3rd against Barrett Rusing. Rusing with 15 points in the ball game. But Rusing will go to the bench now with her 3rd foul. 3:48 to go in the 3rd. Sillo returns to replace Rusing. Unfortunately for Illinois Tech, with Rusing going to the bench, they're going to lose really one of their only active guards on the roster. We mentioned they're without Jones, they're without Marino, and they're without Joko. So they're going to lose Rusing, who's been their primary ball handler, likely for these final 3.5 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Shot clock at 5. Pass inside intended for Okoro, stolen away by Bucci. Illinois Tech with the ball and another opportunity to regain the lead. Spica. Illinois Tech calling out the play on the floor. Here's Chirilla. Beautiful turn for Chirilla, and that's going to be a moving screen on Williams. Offensive foul. Hallie Williams trying to hand it off to Chirilla. She turned her body right into the defender, and that's going to be an easy moving screen. First foul of the game against Williams. Coach Carissa Sane is arguing the call. Also, I can hear a few fans saying there was no contact there from Williams. But the moving screen will turn it over to Hartford. Tremblay over to Marchesani. Marchesani pull up from the left block. Left it short, right into the hands of Julia Bucci for the rebound. Illinois Tech with the ball, down by 1. Up to Chirilla. Ali Sillo. Illinois Tech looking for a cutter to go to the basket. The lane was open. Williams lets it fly, but Hallie leaves it short. Rebounded by Maya Okoro. Okoro up the court. And an entry feed to McCannell. McCannell got it from Marchesani, and it's good for McCannell. Maddie McCannell with 4 in the ball game. The lead for Hartford is 3. This is a fun second half. Both teams playing with a lot of intensity. 2-1-2 zone here for Hartford as they match up now against the Scarlet Hawks offensively. Where Hartford matches up defensively against this Illinois Tech offense. Bucci over to Chirilla. Chirilla on the curl. Left the underhanded floater low, no good. Out of bounds, and it'll go out to Illinois Tech. Subs for both teams here. As Hartford going to replace both Marchesani and Tremblay. I know I see Michaela Williams back out there, along with Hohulin, and now a foul on the inbound for Illinois Tech. And this time it will be Grace Goodenough on the moving screen prior to the ball coming in. And so Illinois Tech with a pair of offensive foul turnovers. But Hartford will take a timeout here. 2:06 to go in the third quarter. The Hartford Hawks lead the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 42-39. The battle of the Hawks. And how about this? The Hartford Hawks making the trip here to Chicago. Remember, Hartford, a long time NCAA D1 program, transitioned down to NCAA Division III. They were an NCAA D1 independent for a few years, along with Chicago State. But now Hartford in Division III and still looking for their first win of the season. This is a Hartford team sort of going through the ringer here in the early part of the season. Yes, they are 0-4 and looking for their first win here today against Illinois Tech, but this is also their 4th game in a week. This will be the 4th game for Hartford since last Wednesday, and they're hoping to at least scratch one in the win column. And right now with a 3-point lead with 2:06 and counting to go in the third quarter. Michaela Williams picked up by Spica in the backcourt in the steal. Spica lays it in. Mia Bella Spica, full court pressure. And then after the emotion from the crowd, a calm down moment for Spica as she picks up the foul about 70 feet from the opposing basket. And I think that may be what Carissa Sane is saying to number 00 right now just in front of me. Like, great effort on the first play, but no need to pick up the foul about 70 feet from the opposing goal. And great work from Mia Spica there. But it leads to the foul, which will send Williams to the stripe. Ball in the air from Michaela Williams, and Williams is good on the first. Williams, the 5'4" first-year player out of Windsor, Connecticut. This is a very young Hartford team. When you look up and down the balance of this roster, the oldest player listed is a junior, and that's Paige Loffman. So a lot of first years, a lot of sophomores, a young roster for Coach Polly Thomason to work with. And remember, for Coach Polly Thomason, this is her opportunity to really build her roster. Only her 3rd season as the head coach of Hartford. Personally, I feel maybe about 4 years at a program, you get a feel for you get a feel for a coach having control over the entire program. Chirilla is fouled as she goes inside. I think the officials are trying to figure out the number on the foul. And the number will be Maya Okoro. That'll be the first on Okoro, the first-year player out of Frisco, Texas. She'll send the junior out of Highland, Indiana, Chloe Chirilla, to the stripe. Chirilla coming off a career-high 29 points on Saturday in Illinois Tech's win against Illinois College. Just 8 for Chirilla right now in the ballgame. And she misses the first. In that first half, Illinois Tech 5 of 6 at the free throw line for 83%. They missed their first try here. And Trilla at least going to try to salvage the trip. Unable to do so as she misses both. Okoro on the board. Hands it off to Williams. Final 90 seconds of the third quarter. Spica picking up full court. I like the tenacity from 00 and black. Williams a bit of a rim check on the pass as she tried to go cross court. Okoro kicks it out of traffic. The jump shot is no good from Hohulin. Ball still loose in traffic. Rebounded by McCannell, who goes up and scores. Maddie McCannell up to 6 in the ball game. In Hartford right now with a 5-point edge. Actually, last night Hartford lost 56-51. Right now they lead it 46-41. Good enough. Over to Spica. Out to Bucci. Chirillo on the drive, guarded by Okoro. Good job by Okoro to cut off the path to the basket. Good enough. With 6 on the shot clock. Good enough. Step through. That's her shot. Left hand high. Finish good for Grace. Grace good enough now with her first 2 of the game. And it comes with 30 seconds, just over 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Michaela Williams. Good cutoff by Goodenough. Great hedge by Goodenough, hedging the path to the basket for Williams. Cross-court pass. 3 on the way for Hartford is good. It's Mackenzie Hohulin from downtown. Hohulin with 4. First field goal of the game for number 12. Spica. Cross-court to Bucci. Hohulin almost a steal. She knocked it off the official. It will stay with Illinois Tech for the final 6.5 seconds. 4 new Hartford players in. Sabia is one of them. Marchesani is also in there. Chirilla will inbound for Illinois Tech. It goes to Bucci. Bucci wanted the 3. She goes around the closing defender for 2 and makes an easy basket to end the third. And at the end of 3, the Hartford Hawks lead the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 49-45. We'll come back with the conclusion of this ball game on the other side of this break. This is Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back here courtside at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. Chris Rouse on the call as we get ready for the fourth quarter. The Hartford Hawks at 0-4 on the season with a 4-point advantage over the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Hartford looking for their first win of the season. This following a back-to-back. They played CUC, Concordia University of Chicago, last night. That was a 5-point loss for the Hartford Hawks. And tonight against Illinois Tech, currently up 4. But the 1-3 Scarlet Hawks looking to protect their home court here in this final 10 minutes. Fourth quarter begins now with Chirilla inbounding to Roosing, and we're underway here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Glad that you've been able to join us here on this Wednesday in Chicago. Bucci, step through, had the ball deflected. It will go out of bounds and will stay with Illinois Tech. Still to come, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball team. They'll take the floor to take on the DePaul Tigers. That will be next, right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Approximately 30 minutes following the conclusion of our game due to floor maintenance. Barrett Roosing. Nice bounce pass, finding Chirilla. Chirilla had to go with the low gather there as she went against the bigger defender in Nazamento. And the ball went in easily for Illinois Tech as Chirilla up to 10. Illinois Tech with 3 in double figures. Roosing with 15, Bucci with 11, and now Chirilla with 10. Perimeter ball movement for Hartford. Here's a pull-up jumper. Off the mark, rebounded inside by Goodenough. The jumper missed by Tremblay. Here's Roosing. Over to Chirilla. Illinois Tech, whenever they've been able to get within 2, 1 field goal, they've had a hard time finding the right combination. And there's Bucci missing a 3. Illinois Tech only down 2 right now. Ball swung to the corner. 3 for Hartford off the mark. Rebounded by Bucci. Bucci going to take the air out of the ball as she finds Rusing. Rusing now picked up defensively by Emma O'Hare, who missed the last 3. Bucci. Bucci cross court. Over to Chirilla. Rusing. Stopped on the dime. That's her spot. Pull-up jumper, no good. Left it just a bit short, did Rusing. Rebounded by Hartford. Marchesani out of the pack. Marchesani hands it off to O'Hare. That's been the primary ball handler for Hartford this ball game. Marchesani for 3. Marchesani was calling for it the entire trip, and they finally hit Ella Marchesani. And Marchesani buries another 3, her 12th point of the ball game. Hartford by 5. Jumper is good for Goodenough. Goodenough, that's a 2 for Goodenough. And it's 52-49 Hartford. Goodenough with 4. That 3 from Marchesani, by the way, her first of the ball game on that last trip, following a game where she went 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. Marchesani to O'Hare. Nascimento surrounded by Scarlet Hawks. Extra pass made to Marchesani for 3. Off the rim. Rebound. Rebounded by Illinois Tech, but it was going to be their ball anyway because Nascimento was called for a foul. Ava Nascimento didn't agree with that call, but nonetheless, Nascimento picks up her second, and Illinois Tech will gain possession here with 7:32 to go in the game. Goodenough into Rusing. It'll be Rusing, Goodenough, Spica, Aikita, and Chirilla, the 5 for the Scarlet Hawks. Rusing stops on the block. Out to Spica. Aikita. Aikita hands it off to Chirilla. Chirilla had the back door, but she kicks it out to Rusing. Rusing, pull-up jumper from the baseline. Barrett Rusing, good for 2. 17 for Barrett Rusing. Spica thought that was a push-off. Also could have been an over and back there as Hartford had Tremblay handed off to Riemann. Rusing couldn't quite get a hand on the cross-court pass to O'Hare. O'Hare on the curl. Right-hand layup off the glass. Long. Rebounded by Rusing. Illinois Tech pushing the other way. Barrett Rusing, with 6:40 to go, has possession. 22 on the shot clock for the Scarlet Hawks. Rusing picks up the dribble. Guarded by Sabia. Good hands by Sabia. And Coach Carissa Sane, I thought she called a timeout. Actually, no, Sabia fouled Rusing. And that will be the 3rd on Sabia. Sabia entered today's contest as Hartford's leading scorer, averaging 7.5 a game. She totaled 30 points in the previous 4 contests. Just 8 in this game for Sabia, so puts her at 38 on the season. 38 points total. Goodenough. Out to Spica. Rusing guarded by the closing out Sabia. Aikita, bit of a rushed jumper. 5 was on the shot clock. Plenty of time to make an extra pass or 2 and get a layup. Hartford into the front court in a hurry. Here's Sabia. Sabia guarded by Aikita. Sabia to the low block. Nice feed inside from McCannell. Sabia has 8 points in the game. 6 of them have been with her back to the basket. So you can understand why Illinois Tech put attention to Sabia when she got to the low block. But knowing that, Sabia fed McCannell for the 2. Trilla to Aikita. She buries the 3 to tie the game. Aikita from downtown. And Illinois Tech has tied it at 54. O'Hare, guarded by Spica. Cross-court pass. Riemann. Sabia inside. She's got 10 in the game. 8 for Sabia have come on the block. Sabia in this game has been strong back to the basket, but she's also been matched up against an Illinois Tech team that doesn't have the right combination of power and speed to match Sabia on the low block. Goodenough. Guarded by McCannell. Cross court to Rusing. 3 on the way. Off the rim. Spica inside for the board and the layup by Mia Bella Spica. The smallest player on the floor at 5'4" crashes the glass, gets inside for two. Maybe a small flex as Illinois Tech ties the game at 56. It'll be a full timeout from Coach Carissa saying we'll take one with him. 4:47 to go here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. We're tied at 56 between the Hartford Hawks and the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Back here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, the Hartford Hawks and the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks are tied at 56 with 4:47 to go in the game. Bench points have been key for Hartford. They've outscored Illinois Tech 27-6 in reserve points total, but Illinois Tech's reserve, Mia Bella Spica, has made a huge impact. She has all 6 of the bench points for Illinois Tech, and her ability to pick up full court has certainly shifted momentum to the Scarlet Hawks. The latest basket from Spica, the offensive board in traffic, has helped Illinois Tech tie the game at 56. And now action will resume with 4:47 to go. Hartford looking to push into the front court. Still to come next, Illinois Tech men's basketball taking on DePaul, coming up following the conclusion of our game here at the Keating Sports Center on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Hartford has that ball picked up about 30 feet from the basket. They give it over to Marchesani. Marchesani, right-hand layup, no good. And Marchesani couldn't believe she missed that one. Marchesani has a habit of going right-hand layup from the left block, so she goes sort of with the offhand, but it has worked for her the duration of the season. Unfortunately, not in that case. Spica. Spica has given Illinois Tech a strong 14 minutes. Unfortunately, she'll pick up a traveling violation here and turn it over to Hartford. McCannell back in for Hartford. She'll replace Okoro. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hartford go with Okoro and McCannell. Offense, defense switches the remainder of the way anytime they can get a stoppage. Okoro has been in the game a little bit more than often for Hartford due to her ability to clog up the lane against Chirilla. Now a traveling violation for O'Hare as she sort of got knocked off balance by Rusing. She wanted to feed the ball inside to McCannell when that entry pass was taken away. O'Hare took a bad step the wrong direction, had to hold on to the ball, and that led to the travel. 4:05 to go in the game. Barrett Rusing in possession. Coach Carissa saying, calling out the spot on the floor where she wants to play run. It goes to Goodenough. Goodenough down to the mid post on the right side. Shot clock at 13. Plenty of time to develop a quality shot for Illinois Tech. Here's the hot hand as of late in Spica. Spica to Bucci. Pass didn't have enough air underneath it and almost stolen by Marchesani. 3 on the shot clock for Illinois Tech. Plenty of time to get a quality look. Kendall Riemann comes back in for Hartford. And Tremblay comes in as well. They'll replace Bowden and O'Hare. 3 on the shot clock. Trilla to Bucci. Bucci hesitates. Bucci with 1. She beat the horn, or did she not? The officials say she did not, and it will be a shot clock violation. So Illinois Tech with 3 seconds couldn't draw up a quality look there, and instead it will be the 13th turnover of the evening for Illinois Tech. Tremblay, guarded by Rusing. Marchesani, cross court, 3 on the way for Sabia. Sabia knocks it down. Lauren Sabia has been taking the ball inside for Hartford. She does her damage this time from the perimeter. 13 for Sabia. Goodenough. Stops on the block. Using the pivot. Nice move by Goodenough. Coach Thomason thought there could have been a travel. I have to say, that foot did look like it may have shuffled. Officials didn't call it, so Goodenough gets the 2. Marchesani loses the ball out of bounds, and it goes to Illinois Tech. Marchesani thought it was touched. Coach Thomason looked at Marchesani, said, "What are you doing? Why let go of the ball if the player you were looking for the dribble handoff wasn't ready?" And as a result, Hartford and now a bit of a mix-up on possession here. It is gonna be Hartford ball here. Coach Carissa Sane having a number of words for the officials out on the floor. So the ball will stay with Hartford. They actually said it was Illinois Tech possession at first. So it will go to Hartford. It will be Hartford possession here. The Hawks have a 1-point advantage with 2:48 to go in the ball game, and the shot clock will be at 21. Remember, coming up next, the 2-3 DePaul Tigers take on the winless 0-4 Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks in men's basketball following the conclusion of this game. Sabia, jumper for Hartford. Off the mark, rebounded by Goodenough. Baron Rusing into the front court for Illinois Tech. Great cutoff by Marchesani. Rusing wanted to get that running head start to the basket. Here's Chirilla. Chirilla actually did get the head start, but stopped on the dime. Rusing, head down, free throw line jumper, short. It was tapped to Marchesani. She lost it, and then it's run down by Hartford's McCannell. Tremblay inside to McCannell. Nice spin by McCannell. And a travel, and that's a tough break for Hartford because McCannell finished inside, but the officials will wipe it off. They'll wave it off, wipe it off the board. Final 2 minutes. Spica. Back to Rusing. Goodenough down low to Chirilla. Chirilla inside. Spica had a look, but the offensive foul on Chirilla will take it away. Tremblay takes the charge as Chirilla's offensive foul. They won't even allow Spica to tee that one up. The whistle just in time before Spica was getting ready to let it fly. Coach Carissa Sane, her trademark paper tap, that goes back to her days at the University of Chicago. She was trying to, Coach Carissa Sane's been tapping those papers whenever she wants to press, going back to those days at the University of Chicago. Was calling for the press to come, but it would have to wait until after the timeout. 1:51 to go in this ball game, and it has certainly been a very fun ball game here to call for you here at the Keating Center. Chris Rouse here on the call. Glad that you're back for another presentation of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks athletics. Hoping that you have a very happy holiday, and hopefully that you find those right combinations on your plate tomorrow, and we hope that you're happy with this helping of holiday hoops here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Once again, the 2-3 DePaul Tigers taking on the 0-4 Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball team. That will be next here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Right now, Hartford up 59-58 over Illinois Tech. Coach Carissa Sane wanted her team to extend the defense, and Mia Bella Spica has certainly been a huge player for Illinois Tech this afternoon. Her impact has been key. She's played 17 minutes for the Scarlet Hawks, only 6 points. She has the only 6 off the bench for Illinois Tech in this game. But those points helped Illinois tie the game at 56 at one point, and she has been allowed to put the pressure on the primary ball handlers for Hartford the entire ball game in those 17 minutes that she's been on the floor. Spica is actually going to play off the ball here, which looks like it will be handled by Kristen Tremblay of Hartford. Spica will pick up Tremblay at half court, as you can see on your screen now. Tremblay over to McCannell. Final 100 seconds. Marchesani with a floater in traffic, got it to go. Too easy for Marchesani, and she just ran right to the front of the rim and dropped in points number 13 and 14. She had 15 last night, 14 today. Rusing over to Goodenough. Goodenough on the drive. Goodenough to Bucci. Bucci for the three and the tie. Off the mark. Ball ping-ponged around and run down by Hartford. Minute 10 to go. Riemann taking the air out of the ball as they give it up to Tremblay. Tremblay trying to get it to O'Hare. O'Hare cross-court pass to Marchesani. Marchesani falls down And she rolled into Rusing, which draws the foul on Rusing. And that'll be the fourth on Rusing. 16 on the. They're going to put 20 on the shot clock. 57 seconds remaining in the game. Hartford by 3. You have to think for Hartford, if you can get a bucket here, it's not necessarily over, but you have the breathing room you need if you're Hartford with just one field goal here. They get it to Marchesani. Marchesani over to Sabia. Picked up by Bucci on the wing. Sabi. Shot clock at 6. Marchesani went down. Looked like she might have rolled an ankle. The pass to McCannell, stolen away by Goodenough. Here comes Illinois Tech, down by 3. They have the ball. 34 seconds. There's an 8-second differential game in shot clock. Here is Rusing. Cross court. They get it to Chirilla. Chirilla to Spica. Spica for the tie. Off the mark for Spica. Run down by Bucci. She couldn't get the lay-in. Rebounded by Goodenough. Pass knocked away and recovered by Hartford. And a foul as Chirilla wraps up Tremblay. Tremblay goes to the floor. And with 15 seconds, the foul is called. Illinois Tech with a pair of quality looks. Spica had the look, couldn't knock it down. In Illinois Tech, they were trying to hit Bucci in that corner, but the ball was deflected away. And Hartford ended up with the loose ball, and now Hartford, it appears they will be taking a timeout. So a full timeout taken here by the Hawks, by the Hartford Hawks with 15 and 8/10 of a second. For Hartford, if they can hold on, this will be their first win of the season. And then for Hartford, it also will be the appropriate ending to what's been a tough road trip. They played 4 straight games since last Wednesday. And if you're Hartford, if you can pull this one off, you'll at least not only get that first win of the season, but at least finally get into the win column this season, but also prove that, hey, no matter the road trip, no matter the distance traveled, we can still come away with a win. Hartford, of course, also showing some resiliency. This is a team that played last night at 6 p.m. locally, and then this game began at 3 p.m. locally. So this is a Hartford team. They're playing they're going through a bit of a tournament-style schedule here with the obviously not playing every day, but a bit of a ringer early on here for the Hartford Hawks, playing 4 games in a week, and looking like they could very well come out of here with their first win of the season against the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech playing 2 very tough ball games at the Keating Center to start the season. A 2-point loss at the hands of Judson to open the season back on November the 14th. And right now, trailing Hartford by 3 with 15 seconds. In danger of dropping their first 2 contests at home this season are the Scarlet Hawks. Bowden to inbound. She gets it in to Marchesani. And a foul. Spica fouls Marchesani. Illinois Tech will have to foul again. Or actually, I think that will be the penalty. So Spica fouled Marchesani. And then, yes, it will be a side. So it will be a sideline inbound. I was thinking Illinois Tech definitely needs to foul maybe one more. That was only 4. So let's see how quickly they can get the foul. And let's see if that foul results in a split trip at the line. Ball comes into O'Hare. Bucci fouls her immediately. And that'll be the second on Bucci. So now Emma O'Hare will go to the line as that finally puts Illinois Tech in the penalty. So Kristen Tremblay will come in now for Hartford. Ali Sillo rushes to the table for Illinois Tech. And Sillo will come on to replace Spica. Coach Sain says she wants the timeout after the free throws here. But Emma O'Hare will step to the stripe. 13 and a half seconds. First one up, and O'Hare missed the first. The men's basketball team provided the noise there as they watch the conclusion of this game before they get set for theirs against DePaul. O'Hare with another. O'Hare second. She missed them both. Rebounded by Chirilla, and Illinois Tech takes the timeout with 12 and 9/10 of a second. In the first half, Hartford had 10 free throw attempts. They missed 3. They were 7 of 10. And I mentioned that at halftime that they've got to clean that up. They were down 1 at the break. Now Hartford, at a key moment of the game, just one of those probably would have iced this game for the Hawks. Instead, they missed both and allow Illinois Tech a chance to get the ball with a chance to tie the game with a 3. 61-58 our score. Hartford leads it by 3. The Hawks tonight, 9 of 14 at the free throw line for 64%. On the other side of the floor, Illinois Tech 5 of 8 at the free throw line, but right now they need a 3. Illinois Tech is 5 of 16 from downtown today, shooting 31%. They're taking on a Hartford team that had only made 16 threes this season, but they've made 6 of an attempted 16 today. Illinois Tech down 3 with Chirilla to inbound. Chirilla, Rusing, good enough. Bucci and Silo the 5 for Illinois Tech. Rusing. Here's Rusing. Up to Bucci. Bucci had to look. Bucci took the body contact. It's on the floor with 8 seconds. The foul from Emma O'Hare. So Bucci hit O'Hare with a ball fake, got her in the air, and the body contact is what drew the foul, so no shot. Hartford has a couple of fouls. They have one foul to give. It'll be Sabia to come in now for McCannell, and Coach Sane will burn the timeout. 8.3 remaining here at the Keating Sports Center. Chris Rouse on the call. The 0-4 Hartford Hawks, 8.3 from their first win of the season. Meanwhile, the 1-3 Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks looking for their first home win in this only their second outing. It was a 2-point loss for Illinois Tech in their first home game of the season at the hands of Judson. Right now looking for a 3 to force overtime. And remember, still to come, Illinois Tech men's basketball, they'll take on DePaul following the conclusion of this game. Coach Sane and the Scarlet Hawks still in the huddle, and they've drawn it up. Let's see what the Scarlet Hawks have drawn up here. We know Beard Rusing has been Illinois Tech's leading scorer this evening with 17 points. Bucci has 11. Chirilla has 10. Bucci and Silo are the 2 shooters for Illinois Tech. And now a Hartford timeout. And so the mental chess match continues between the 2 coaches. Following the Illinois Tech timeout to draw up the play, Hartford tried to get a quick look at the Illinois Tech set, and they burned a timeout on the other end of the floor. Gotta love at the end of these games sometimes, that last 2 minutes can maybe take about 20 minutes of real time due to all the timeouts and the coaches trying to get the right strategy at the end of the game, really trying to out-coach one another here. As Coach Carissa saying, still looking for what could be a tying bucket here. She had Bucci and Silo. Now, when we saw Illinois Tech come out in that most recent setup, she had Bucci and Silo at the top of the key. They were going to be beyond the arc at the top of the key, likely looking for the 3 here. So let's see what Illinois Tech draws up. Hartford's a very fundamentally sound defensive team. They're really good at closing out on shooters. We actually saw that not too long ago, even on that foul, where Bucci was fouled by Emma O'Hare. She caught the hip contact from O'Hare, but just the closeout from O'Hare was solid enough that it forced Bucci to redirect traffic, and then the foul forced Illinois Tech to have to inbound on the side. 8 3/10 of a second to go in the game. Hartford leads at 61-58. Beard Rusing with 17 leads all scorers in the game for Illinois Tech. Meanwhile, Ella Marchesani with 14 leads Hartford. Here is Rusing. Rusing guarded by Marchesani. Bucci for 3. Fouled by O'Hare! Emma O'Hare, she sort of fell for the escape dribble, and as a result, she tried to make up for it by blocking the shot. As a result, she hit Bucci on the arm, and now Julia Bucci will go to the charity stripe for 3 free throws. Julia Bucci needs all 3 of these here as Illinois Tech trails 61-58 with 3.5 seconds. Bucci, so far this season, limited appearances. 2 of 2 at the stripe. First one up, off the rim. 3.5 seconds to go. Bucci still needs to hit at least one of these unless Illinois Tech just wants to miss it and try to tap it out here. And Bucci makes the second. Bucci 3 for 4 at the free throw line this season. The first miss came on the first of these three. Bucci does that. She misses the second there. The rebound to Hartford. Illinois Tech fouls. There should have been maybe about 8 seconds on the clock. Hartford is ready to celebrate, but there was time on the game clock. There was a foul. There was a foul by Illinois Tech. There also was time on the game clock. There was maybe about 0.8. If just going off my own personal eye, there was maybe about 0.8 on the game clock when the foul should have occurred. Sydney Bowden had the rebound for Hartford. Illinois Tech's sideline was yelling foul, and I saw maybe 2 black jerseys surround Bowden with about 1 second. The whistle occurred maybe at about 0.8. I saw the official finally come out of the pack with his hands up at about 0.8, so there was definitely time. So Hartford will go with 0.6. So the officials are saying they're going to put 0.6 on the game clock. So there will not be a foul in this situation. Hartford instead got a timeout. So no foul against Illinois Tech means Hartford will get the ball here with 0.6 to go in the game. And the foul situation, and that's actually a even worse break for Illinois Tech that was not called a foul, because now the game is pretty much over. Hartford can just throw this thing in and slap it as far as they can away from everyone within the field of play and just let the clock run. So as opposed to just putting Hartford at the line and then maybe hoping they'll miss one, the ball's going to come in, and with 0.6, that'll likely do it here at the Keating Center in our first game of the doubleheader. Bowden to inbound. Hartford just has to touch this, and the game's over, and that will do it. The Hartford Hawks with a 61-59 win. A hard-fought 61-59 win. Get their first win of the season over the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. So the Hartford Hawks win the Battle of the Hawks. They win it 61-59. They go to 1-4. Illinois Tech, they fall to 1-4 on the season. Ella Marchesani led the way for Hartford with 14 points. Also a strong game from Lauren Sabia, the leading scorer on the team. She averaged only 7.5 entering the game. She finishes with 13. Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball will be Saturday, December the 7th, when the Scarlet Hawks take on CUW, the Concordia University of Wisconsin Falcons. We'll have it right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Also right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network, approximately 30 minutes from now, Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball as they get set to take on the DePaul Tigers. We'll have it for you right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. For all of our crew here at the Keating Sports Center, I'm Chris Rouse. We'll see you in approximately 30 minutes for men's basketball action against the DePaul Tigers. Until then, we'll see you later.